Let's continue the lesson. One day, it seems Mara had gone to the forest to bring some bamboo shoots home. This is Mara's another story. One day, Mara had gone to the forest to bring some bamboo shoots home. Bamboo shoots means young bamboo plants with which we can prepare some curries. They are so tasty. With his hands thrust through the bamboo cane when he was cutting the shoot. When he was cutting the shoot, he cut his hand also. He accidentally cut his hand. The sharp sickle. Sickle means like this. Sickle, which they used to cut plants and all. Sickle had apparently cut the artery, the main artery, and it started bleeding copiously in sprouts. So we used to say at noon and all, if they cut the noon or in the evening, late evening, if they cut the arteries, it's very difficult to stop the bleeding. It bleeds heavily. So the sharp sickle had apparently cut the artery, one of his main artery, when he was cutting the shoot, and he started to bleed. Started bleeding copiously. Copiously means severely in spurts. Everyone around was alarmed, and someone brought some leaf, pressed it against the wound, and bandaged it with a cloth torn from one of their lungis. What happens? Normally, these village people, the people in the village, not village people, people in the village, they won't get the medical help so easily, but they know which plant to be used in emergency. So what they did, someone brought some leaves, smashed it, put that around the wound, on the wound, and tied a torn piece of lungi. Someone's lungi was torn off and tied it to his hand because it was bleeding like anything. Mara held his wounded hand carefully so that it would not shake too much and went to the white man at Hulihindilu for proper dressing and treatment. And they told it's the first aid and you had to consult a doctor. So he holded his hand so carefully without any major problem to be occurred, without any shake, and he took it. He went to the doctor. Doctor means here MBBS doctor, Englishman, near Hulihindilu, nearby place. The white man got out his first aid kit, cotton, medicines and all, antibiotic powder, etc., hydrogen peroxide, tincture iodine, whatever needed, forceps, everything he took out, and he wanted to bandage it. He thought it may need some sutures also because the whole lungi and even his lungi also bloodshed. Opened the bandage and removed the leaf. Surprise! This is what Mara told. There was no blood, no wound. In fact, no sign of any wound having been seen there. Where? In hand. No blood. It was not bleeding. No wound. No sign of wound also within few hours of that bandage, according to Mara. Now the white man became angry with Mara. You fool, are you joking? He was so angry because he was a professionalist. He thought that whatever Mara asked to bandage him is a request. Professionally, he was the person to bandage it. But when he removed the lungi piece, there was no wound. So he thought that it's a humiliation for himself and his profession. And Mara showed him all the blood on his clothes and body and cringed him before him, saying that he was not lying. So here, cring means move backward because of afraid. No, I am not lying. See my cloth, it's all bloodshed. The lungi, whatever he wore, was full of blood stains. And in his clothes and in his body, other parts also, body. I am not saying any lie, he told. Because that is a proof that he had the wound. Looking at all these, the Englishman believed Mara because the whole lungi was bloodshed. His other parts there were marks of this blood. He has to believe. Looking at all this, the Englishman believed Mara. He took the leaf that had been kept on the wound. Took the leaf. They won't keep the leaf as it is. They smash the leaf and keep, because its sap should be touched the wound. Show me the plant from which you plucked this leaf. I'll give you my entire plantation. So, he's an Englishman. He told that he'll give his entire plantation in turn of the identification of this leaf. So he can mint money from that, he thought, because within few hours, 1 or 2 hours, not even the wound, even the mark also vanish, means it will be excellent. So the white man told him to show the plant, in turn of which he'll give his entire plantation. Mara took him to the forest, and even though they searched the entire day from morning to evening, they did not find the plant which had similar leaves. Whole day they searched for the plant. They did not find the plant. Here also 2 reasons. One thing, Mara might not be able to identify the leaves. Second, Mara never wanted to disclose the identity. Yes, whatever it may be. Now the Englishman thought that Mara really did not want to identify the plant. He was angry because he thought that Mara was so greedy that even though he had offered him his entire estate, he was not satisfied. Some people live for their principles. The village people who treat some of the diseases, if you give your entire estate also, crores of rupees also, they never disclose some of the medicine. So these English people, they don't know that at all. Maybe that reason, or maybe Mara don't know at all. He's an ignorant person. He was angry because he thought that Mara was so greedy that even though he had offered him the entire estate, he was not satisfied. So he took out his gun and pointing at Mara said, "If you do not show it to me, I will shoot you down." So what to be done? Now Mara was shivering and started crying loudly. He fell at the Englishman's feet and begged him and said that he really did not know. I believe the Englishman, now really angry, said, "Get out." He drove him out. But this not happened. Here, about these Englishers, I remember a story. You might have been heard about plastic surgery. Around the first decade of 20th century, I think in 1905 or 6, a person, he went to the Oudh king's court and talked roughly. The king punished him, so roughly he talked, so the king punished him. He told his soldiers to cut his nose and sent him out of the whole country. Yes, the soldiers cut his nose and allowed him sent him out of the country. He ran with this cut nose. He ran for days and days and reached a village in Orissa. One of the persons said, "What happened?" "By mistake I cut my nose," he said. He didn't disclose the matter. "Where is the cut piece?" "It's there in my hand." "Yes, don't worry, it will be okay." He took him to one of the person in the village. He took some medicines, made him to lie down, put some of the medicinal saps around his nose so that he not identify the pain, feel the pain, and stitched it nose in its place and bandaged it. After 48 days, he was completely cured and his nose was as it is. But these villagers, they never knew that it's a plastic surgery method. But most of the people in the village were experts in that kind of treatment, cutting, stitching, plastic surgery. The person thanked the Englishman thanked the person who treated him much more, and directly went to Queen Victoria and told the fact. She selected 10 people to learn this part of medicine. They came here to this village, begged like anything, won the confidence of the people, resided there for 1 full year and learned A to Z of this surgery, plastic surgery. After that, they gave them much gifts and all and went to their native place. Within 2 days, the English army surrounded the whole village and burnt it completely. Now, at present, we consider that plastic surgery is developed in England. That is what happens many times to our native medicinal treatment or methods. Okay, let it be. Hearing this story, I also showed my irritation and said, yours is a cock and bull story. I won't believe that. Cock and bull story means unbelievable one. It's not believable story. I won't believe. So just by wrapping a leaf around your wound within 1 or 2 hours, just disappearing the wound's mark also, it's impossible, I said. Totally fabricated. You woven that, the story. It's not possible, I said. If you had gone and searched near the bamboo bush where you hurt your hand, would you not have found the leaf? You would have been searched where you got hurt or got wound to your hand only. You didn't go there. To which he replied with another story that the mongoose and cockle means cow peasant, that is with the reddish color, which will be fighting with the snake. Got it? Yes. What we say, kuplu in our native language, I think. Yes. To which he replied with another story that the mongoose and the cockle both fight with snakes. They also knew about this plant, and when they go hunting snakes, if they are bitten by poisonous snakes, they immediately chew this leaf and thus cure themselves. What to say here? Nothing. I had to keep quiet. So many plants are there. Even the communist plant, what we say, that its sap, it cures the bleeding. Immediately, if we pour the sap of that to the wound, the bleeding will stop. We know that such many plants are there. But Mara might have been took this fact to its zenith, woven the stories around it, and made it unbelievable. That's all. Mara did not have any teeth on the right side of his mouth. He had to chew. This is another story of Mara. Mara did not have any teeth on the right side of his mouth. He had to chew everything on his left side only. He was aged and perhaps they had fallen off naturally. As age advances, people lose their teeth. So I thought maybe because of the age, as he was aged, it might have been fallen. But why only from one side? But why only one side? I was so curious. One day I asked him how he had come to lose all the teeth only on one side. He told me another interesting story. It seems that they had fallen out long ago and not as a result of his advancing age. Advancing age means old age. Once he had laid a trap in the forest to catch rabbits. To catch rabbits, people used to put a knot, and whenever rabbit passes through that, it will be pulled off and the rabbit will be caught. He was worried that somebody else may take off his get there before him morning and take away his catch. So he went into the forest before daybreak. Daybreak means dawn. Before early in the morning, sun rises, he went there. Dawn and dusk are two beautiful words. Dawn and dusk. But these two are opposite to each other. Dawn and dusk. So, before daybreak, he went there with the fear that somebody may take away his catch. No rabbit had walked into it. Since there was a stream flowing nearby, Mara decided to brush his teeth and wash his face before trekking back home. Trekking means walking. Before going home, as there was a stream nearby, he thought of brushing his teeth there itself and going home. So, neem stick or some, alumbada is stick are used to brush the teeth in good olden days. So, he thought of. When he broke a small stick from a nearby plant to brush, he took a small piece from a nearby plant and started to brush his teeth. He brushed it 2 or 3 times. He felt a sour taste in the mouth. But it was so unusual, the taste of that plant. What is this? Within 2 or 3 times, I felt like this sour taste. Now, why? He thought that there was something wrong with the stick and threw it. Before he could try another stick, he wanted to rinse his mouth. He threw the stick and he wanted to take one more stick, but before that he wanted to rinse the mouth. He took some water from the stream, put it into his mouth, and after churning it round his mouth, churning is making it to go inside the mouth so fast. Churning it around his mouth, spat it out. Spit, past tense, spat. Surprise! All the teeth which had been touched by that stick tumbled out of his mouth. So, the stick, whatever he used to brush his teeth, it made all those teeth which came in contact with that stick to tumble out. Thank God I was saved because I had not brushed all the teeth. Otherwise, I would not have that any teeth left to eat even rice, he told. In good olden days, these people who are too old and get problem with all the teeth of their mouth, what they do? They do that the piece of that coconut tree, the leaf of that coconut tree they took off, and what we say, the kotalinke, they smash it and do kashaya. With that, they'll churn it around their mouth and spit it out. Full teeth will come out, that worn out teeth and all. Don't try it, you may lose your teeth also. It's not to try, just this is what the old age people were doing. So many experiments were there, but don't try it. And another plant is there which we call as hommagalu. Its flower is yellow, dark yellow in color, and it's a creeper which spread If you can't identify, don't try. And if you smash that and rub it to your skin and prick it, you can't feel the pain. It's called as, Hommagalu is called as local anesthesia. Okay. Thank God, I was saved because I had not brushed all the teeth. Otherwise, I would not have had any teeth left to eat even rice. I rebuked him. Again I started scold. Hey Mara, if you want to tell lies, they must be at least believable. I can't believe that just brushing these teeth, brushing your teeth of one side 3 or 4 times, all the teeth which came in touch of that stick fall down. I won't tumble down. I won't believe that, I said. Mara said, can't you see that I have lost all those teeth? Then come and show me the plant, Tejasvi told. How can I show you that plant? There are hundreds of plants in the forest. Now, after so many years, how it is possible to show the plant? So many plants are there in the forest. Which one I have to show for you? You can do one thing, sir. You can try brushing your teeth with each of them. Then we can find out which one has this effect. He suggested Tejasvi in a very peculiar, special way. Do one thing, sir. Just go on walking in the forest and try each and every plant stick and brush your teeth. With which your teeth tumbles down, that is the plant I used. That's the assurance. You can try it, said Mara with Tejasvi. Why should I? You are the one who is lying, so you have to brush your teeth with all those plants and discover the right one. Why should Tejasvi have to? Tejasvi, I am not ready to brush. You are lying, you are telling lies. So you do this procedure and find out the plant which is used, like that. My God, there are so many plants in the forest. I won't live long enough to try each and every one of them. I'm aged. Mara was aged one. So many plants are thousands of lakhs of varieties are there in the forest. How can I try each and every plant? So it's not possible. So you are much more younger. You can try it, said Mara. Hey Mara, if you keep trying out different ones, you may find one which is going to make your teeth come back. So if you went on weaving the story like this, it's not believable. And instead, you go on trying the teeth, trying for the plants which made your teeth to tremble out. If you went on trying, you may get another plant which will make your teeth to come back. How can I say which type of plant I will stumble upon? Just by bad luck, if I get one which kills me, poisonous plant, he said. Then why are you asking me to try? Asked Tejasvi. Because you are the one who is accusing me of lying. You are scolding me that I am telling lie. I am not telling lie. I am telling the truth, said Mara. I am not the one to find out the plant because I am telling the truth. If you won't believe it, you try. That's all, said Mara. Suppose you come upon the one that will bring back your youth, your old age. Your age is too old. You are too old. If you met with the plant which will bring back your youth, Tejasvi asked. I don't even want that. If I become young, I will have to marry again, Mara said. Let that be, but don't think that such plant does not exist in our forest. He said and told me another story. There is a treatment in Kerala which is called as Kayakalpa Chikitsa. In Kayakalpa Chikitsa, they use only gooseberry in its processed form. I don't know how to process, how much to give. There, the one who crosses 80 will be kept in a closed room of a particular dimension, and also it should be plastered with mud, I think, alone for 48 days. Limited quantity of gooseberry pulp and water only supplied for him. Within 15 or 18 days, he loses all his hair and teeth. But when he comes out of the room after 48 days of treatment, he will be half of his age, around 35-40 years youngster. So that is called Kayakalpa Chikitsa. Such Chikitsa is there, treatment is there. I don't know much detail about that. If you are interested, you can ask with any of your friends who are from Kerala, remote Kerala, where this Kayakalpa Chikitsa will be going on. Still, it's prevailed in Kerala. But it's costly, I think, and maybe the one who conduct this treatment are very rare. Okay, whatever it may be. I'm not supporting Mara. His stories are all bizarre. I agree with that. But some of the tips which I heard, which I read, and believe that it may happen, I just share with you. He told me another story. Long ago, Mara and a friend of his laid a trap and caught a barking deer. Barking deer means a wild deer. As they had to divide it equally between them, they took it near to the stream, skinned it, cleaned and divided the meat. Yes, because he and his friend both went to trap this wild deer, no? Barking deer means wild deer. They had to divide it equally, its meat. So went near the stream, cut it, and they cleaned it, skinned it, and divided the meat equally into two parts, wrapped their portions in some leaves and brought them home. Anyhow, forest, they wrapped the leaves in leaves and brought them home. Another story Mara says about his experience. Whether it's believable or unbelievable, you had to decide, because Mara's stories are all bizarre and very attractive to listen. In Mara's house, they got ready to cook. They prepared the masala with spices, put the water to boil, and opened the packet to take out the meat. The meat should be put into the masala, no? That's why. Surprise of surprise, instead of meat, there was a live wild buck. That means not the meat. Half the meat his friend took, and half the meat, a live wild buck. The moment it saw Mara, it jumped up and ran out of his house. When Mara was trying to catch it, as usual, Mara's wife ignorantly took the leaves and threw it into the fire. This was another story Mara told about these leaves in the forest, or the creepers or plants in the forest. What does it mean? It means the leaves which they used to wrap it made this meat piece to bring this wild buck back into life. Then what about the other part? That he don't know. Then could he identify? No. Could he identify the leaf? No. Why? Ignorantly his wife threw it into the fire. So, whom to believe? How to believe? Why to believe? When to believe? Where to believe? Right? Yes. When I heard this story, I was speechless. Why? I did not ask Mara for any elaboration. Elaboration means explanation, because this was the highest of his inventive genius. So this weaving stories is also an art. This is the highest of his inventive genius. It's no wonder that white man of Hulihindilu was prepared to give away his entire estate in exchange of these wonder plants. So the white man of Hulihindilu, obviously he might have been agreed, listening his story, instead of the identity of a plant, he might have been agreed to give his entire estate. Such was the stories of this Mara. Tejasvi became speechless when he heard this story of Mara,